Service learning in a Christian context is going to be different than just volunteering. It's not just going out and clocking hours or putting in time. It has a deeper meaning than that, a richer meaning, and it's certainly more intentional in the learning process end.
In a society where things seem really big or distant or difficult, service learning gives people the opportunity to say, hey, one person can make a difference.
After a couple service projects and doing those type of things, like mission trips, whatever that may be, you know, they have a real understanding of the importance of service and why it's influential to their faith.
I think if you make yourself visible with your kids and you participate fully with them, and the adult leaders that you pick know the kids and you prepare ahead of time, you're going to save yourself a lot of grief during the event and make sure that they know the boundaries and what the important parts of the trip are and why you're going.
You know, it's not a vacation, and that's the thing that they need to know. That's part of that prep work too. I mean, there may be some things we do along the way that maybe stop at an amusement park or something like that, but the point is, this is not a vacation. We're engaged in servant ministry. I try to set example, you know, so I'm in there scrubbing the toilets along with everybody else and doing that. I mean, this is what it's about. The kids learn by watching you. And you have to have a good time at it. Show them what this is like. That's youth ministry is example ministry.
And your involvement, you're giving it 100%. They pick up on that. And I think that makes a big impact on them too. When they see that this is meaningful to you and why is it? And the love that you have for Jesus, the love that you have for other people, that's going to be a tremendous impact that you share with them.
In action, it's important also to not forget that little things are in fact big things. There can be a small moment, a small experience that one person or a group of people has that can often be the gem that sticks out. It's what they remember from the entire experience. And so we have to remember that we should allow those little moments of those little opportunities to happen.
I brought a group of 35 out on the train to Yakima from Glenwood, Minnesota in 2004. We painted a guy's house way, way out on the Yakima Reservation. I mean, just down at the bottom of Mount Adams. And I remember his wife made us enchiladas, brought us out and served us. And I remember the kids saying, and she cooked us lunch. She cooked us lunch. It was like, you know, we went here to serve her and she's serving us. Yeah.
I think that I definitely learned that service is a lot more of a process than just the action. When I grew up in my youth group, it was all about just going out Wednesday night and helping feed people at the homeless shelter and stuff. I think I would have wanted a lot more time to reflect on stuff. For me, that's a really key part of it, is the reflection, because that gives the opportunity to get to some of those outcomes, to think about advocacy and why issues are going on, to think about, wow, I really liked this experience. Maybe this is something I want to do with my life.
It's kind of that what's the point question I keep asking myself, you know, so why do we do this? Are we just doing it to be busy? What's the point? And if the point is for us to grow in faith and service, then that has to be there. As otherwise, you know, I mean, it's just Lutheran busy work. I mean, we got enough of that.
I love the stories of Jesus and his followers. It was that reflection time connected to their everyday activities where he told his best stories of what it meant that the reign of God was in our midst and was coming to be right here in our presence.
What we're trying to do in the reflection stage is we're trying to move from the actual service experience to its application in a young person's life. After young people have been engaged in service, their minds begin to ask questions naturally. And it's very simple to ask the question, what, so what, and now what? So the question what is, what did I do? What did I experience? The so what is, what does it mean for me? How am I processing this? And how am I challenged? What am I thinking? Where am I confronted with issues? And now what is, what am I going to do with this now? How will it make a difference in my life? How will I apply it in my daily interactions? How is my outlook different? So the reflection step is very key to begin to do while you're on the service project, part of the service experience, and shortly thereafter, so that you can draw the meaning and engage in conversation and have people apply it to their lives right away in a very intentional way.
I really do say the mission trip ends the minute we get on the airplane. I mean, once you get back into that, the teenagers and the adults too, get back into the groove of being in something familiar, really a trip ends. So any processing that we've ever done, I always do before we hit the airport or the airplane.
Oh, it's huge. When you've taken time to plan in advance, to pack, to go, to put things together, to help somebody out, to be in a different environment, and then to come back and not have the letdown, but to be able to share that with family, friends, congregation.
The celebration phase can meld a little bit with the reflection phase, and it can also be a tool in some ways to schedule times to get back together after a couple weeks, to share a slideshow of pictures, to invite those who've supported your fundraisers back in and share, give them a taste of what it was that you experienced.
The service learning model is easy to use. It's not hard. It makes sense. It moves people from the experience coming from an event or a service project, oh, I'm so blessed, moving them to the questions of why is this situation happening, what's going on in the world that makes it so people don't have food or don't have a house to live in, and really prompts people to explore areas in their life where they can make a difference and to become advocates.
Servant events, like in my opinion, all of youth ministry, serve as a sort of a petri dish in which we can grow relationships. And we grow relationships as far as we're helping our kids grow their relationship with God and through Christ, with each other, with us as youth leaders. And they're one of the ways that we provide and create a space in which that can happen.
It's so clear that service learning is a valuable and important practice when I can see the difference that it makes in a person right then and there.
I still do youth gatherings and stuff like that, but I'd rather take the kids on servant trips because I think that that's much more where faith is engaged for them, and it's going to make a difference with them, and it's where we're going to start to heal the world.
A little bit of salt adds a lot of flavor, and I think a little bit of God's love or Christ in the midst of any kind of situation can make a whole world of difference.